Well, hello there. It's Andy, your lonely libertarian citizen of Simi Valley, California. And I just want to send out a message to my new mayor, Bob Huber. All right. Bob Huber was the only guy that I voted for that won anything. Uh, Unfortunately, I vote on the conservative side since I'm a libertarian, although that doesn't make much sense. But I can't vote for those darn Democrats. So, um, yeah, I live in a state with Jerry Brown as governor and Governor Moonbeam. It's going to be a tough few years, but I'll make it through. Should be a lot of stuff to talk about. But moving on from the election, I thought I'd talk about our economy because that's one of my favorite things to talk about. I read about it every day, watch various YouTube videos, and I, of course, participate in it because I run a business. And I am still getting a lot of people who are coming in at least every other day now. I get a person who comes in, do you have a job for me? I get resumes. I've got a little stack of resumes. In fact, maybe I should do a video about the stacks of resumes that I have. You know, people with, degrees who are coming in looking for a job in my bookshop. Unfortunately, I run the bookshop by myself because I can't afford to hire anybody. So, how's it going in business right now? Not good. Although I'm doing a little bit better. I am doing slightly better, but I'm not making profit yet. It's not leaps and bounds. It's nickels and dimes here and there. And some days you have some pretty good days, and you feel like, oh, maybe this is going to be the turn. And then you go with 2-3 days of one book sold. Someone comes in and tells you about how tough it is and how they don't have a job. I'll tell you what I'm really worried about. I'm worried about the fact that they're going to be letting people off of unemployment. Well, not letting them, just telling them we're not giving you any more unemployment. You know, those 99ers out there? And what I like to say is California started because of the 49ers, but we're going to end because of the 99ers. I did a video a while back about economic convulsions and what would it take. Well, it doesn't take much, and I think that having a lot of people without a check from the government who have now subsisted on a check from the government are probably going to be a little bit desperate, probably going to be a little bit mad about it, and who knows what will happen. So maybe that's the spark. But I hate to say it, but there needs to be a spark. At some point, we have to have something that will move us forward, because we are just stagnating in this state. We are really stagnating. I would hope that things would pick up, but when the state is 500 and some odd billion dollars in debt, and our economy is floundering, tax receipts are going down, and they are trying to raise more taxes. Like they're already talking about tacking on some things onto the car tax next year, reviving that again. Yeah, it would be nice if it would, somehow pick up the way things usually pick up. But this is not like any other recession we've ever had. We've never had a time in our country when there is just an unbelievable mountain in front of us, a mountain of debt. And the debt, most middle-class families in America are carrying lots of debt. So it's going to be a real tough time. What happens when you have real tough times? Well, and you don't have a productive wealth to move the country forward, you get tougher times. And we're going to be moving towards the reality of depression. Right now it's this elusive term. No one wants to dance on the depression term. But we are moving towards the depression term. And we will have a time when it just gets utterly depressing. But I hope it doesn't happen for all of us. Some people it won't happen for. I mean, they'll do all right. But a lot of people at the lower rungs, I like Homer Simpson said, I think, what did he say? We're high, low, middle class, is what he said. I love that one. High, low, middle class. But Yeah, for those high, low, middle class people out there, you know, the ones that are paycheck to paycheck, who don't have any more paychecks come in, they're going to be really hurting. And I hope they've done things that I've done. I hope that they've put some effort into a little food storage to get through those times. I hope they've thought about maybe planting a garden. That would help. That would certainly help. I was out the other day and I just at Wendy's, and it was $9 for me to eat at Wendy's. I couldn't believe it. I hadn't had a Wendy's burger in a long time, but $9? I mean, what would $9 buy at the grocery store if you were to plan it? How many meals could you buy for $9? Quite a few. Quite a few. So, when I see what's going on out there, I start to get very fearful. I start to fear for, what could happen for my family, extended family. I start to get very fearful of the bozos out there. I worry about making certain remarks to certain people. And you don't want to tick off the wrong people. That's what you don't want to do. And let me tell you other thing about food storage, since you guys are just YouTubers, and hopefully you're doing it yourself. Don't tell anybody that you got it, okay? Just don't do that. It makes no sense. Don't be, goading over how great you are at doing food storage. Yeah, if you're in the grocery store, you say, hey, I was thinking, about stocking up a little bit. You never know. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. But don't tell anybody you got 6 months supply. Makes no sense. You can tell your family, because those are the ones who should know. But don't be telling the average Joe out there where you live and how much food you have. Because you certainly don't want them at your doorsteps. There aren't enough bullets, let me tell you. There aren't enough bullets to take care of those people. And they will be hungry. And I'll tell you, I did a little survey. I did a survey. It was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And just randomly asked people how much, if there were an economic collapse or an earthquake at the same time and all the power was out, how much food do you have in your house if you had to shelter in place? And I think I polled 57 or 58 people, and the average was 11 days. They could get through in their house about 11 days, because on average, that's how much food they would have before it got really bad. They'd be, eating nettles and leaves or something. But anyways, you really should think about having extra food storage. At least plan for a month. A month will help get you through. And that's not hard to do. You can put a month's worth of food in a couple totes boxes, those plastic boxes. Maybe put in some pasta, maybe put in some spaghetti sauce, easy stuff to make. Maybe you put in some canned beans and canned corn and canned, easy stuff that you can make. Some chili. Canned chili is great. You can stretch it. Maybe you figure you need 5 cans a day of food, for your family. You can make 2 meals out of it, and that should be enough to get by. If you really want to go a little further, you can get a little flour. Get lots of rice, because rice is easy to eat and it fills up your tummy. You can also get lots of pasta. It doesn't cost that much now. It's costing more though. I was out the other day and I realized that pasta is $1.26 a pound at some of the grocery stores here for the El Cheapo brands. So it is getting more expensive. It used to be like 70, 80 cents. Even before then it was like, remember when pasta was 3 things for $1. Anyways, that's my note for you guys. Plan ahead, be prepared, be aware, and realize that there is something coming at you. You don't know what yet, but it is coming. Bye.